Hello, everyone. I am Janine Davis of James Davis and Associates. I believe everyone can succeed and be happy with the right encouragement, inspiration, and motivation. I'm here to provide some of that with today's confidence tip of the day. That tip is you don't have to accept every fight you're invited to. You can decline invitations to fight. Seriously, you really can. Every day, there are opportunities to get into a fight. There's a spouse who was rude. There's disobedient children. There's somebody mean in line at the supermarket. There's always going to be somebody you can get into a fight with if you choose to. I want you to boost your confidence with the knowledge that you do not have to accept every invitation to fight. You can simply say, not today. You don't have to say it out loud. The important part is to say it to yourself and act accordingly. So the next time your spouse is rude, they brush by you and bump you and don't say excuse me like they would to any person on the street. Or your spouse changes the channel while you're watching a movie. Or your spouse does one of the million and one rude things that spouses do to one another, and it gets on your nerves and you are sick of it that day. Normally, it might be okay, but today you have had it to hear and you're not taking anymore. You do not have to have that fight with your spouse. You can simply move on. Be a person who will, you know what, not today. I'm going to get up. I'm going to go to another room. I'm going to ignore you. Not today. When your children are disobedient and they're going to drive you crazy, you could choose to have that fight about cleaning the room, doing the chores, obeying family rules and procedures. Or you can say, not today. It's not worth it today. This fight, I'm not going to have. People in the supermarket who are rude. You don't have to fight with every rude person in the supermarket. You don't have to get into a battle with every obnoxious person you see on the street. For the most part, you're going to be in situations where you never see them again, so it doesn't matter. So just move on. I remember I had a job working, I had a consulting job. I was working at a hospital in St. Louis. And while I was there, one of the doctors was extremely rude, just a nasty, nasty man. And I could have said a lot of things to him and how you're going to need a lawyer if you keep talking to people the way you talk to me. Perhaps I should give you my card. I didn't do any of that. Instead, I ignored him. I moved on because I thought this is a consulting position. I'm only going to be here for 3 weeks. Then I will never see this person again. Is this person worth me losing my contract with this entire hospital? He most certainly was not. And so those are the choices that you make in life. What is big picture long range? Is having a fight, is doing a battle with this person worth ruining my opportunities, worth ruining the happiness I have today? What is this argument with this person going to get me today? What is it worth? And a lot of times these arguments are not worth much of anything. And it's better for us, big picture, long range, to just say no to the argument, decline the invitation. Even when you're in the midst of a battle, you're fighting for something, there are still opportunities to turn down parts of that fight. When you're arguing with your spouse, there are plenty of things you could say that would just break your spouse down into tears because you're close to your spouse. You know that person very well. And when you're in the middle of an argument because they got on your nerves and drove you crazy, it's very easy to pull out the big guns and say that hurtful thing that will hurt your spouse to the core and make them shut up and leave you alone. It's easy to do with your children. It's even easy to do with strangers in a supermarket. There are things you can do in the midst of arguments, battles, confrontations that are just devastating things. And I'm saying to you today, don't accept those invitations. You don't have to sink low. You don't have to win every fight, every argument, every dispute. Some of them are simply not worth it. Some of them you actually win by walking away. So it's an old song from Kenny Rogers. It's called The Gambler. You got to know when to hold them, know when to fold them, know when to walk away, know when to run. That's what I'm encouraging you to do today. When you get invited to fights, you don't have to accept them all. Sometimes you can simply walk away, leave the fight for another day. Sometimes you need to run away and get away from those situations because they are just not worth it. Always think big picture, long range. Is this fight worth what it's going to cost me? Is it worth the energy? Is it worth my peace? Is it worth my happiness, my comfort? In a lot of cases, no. So when those cases come up, walk away. Boost your confidence with the knowledge that it's okay to walk away from a fight. Boost your confidence with the knowledge that every battle is not worth your time and attention. Boost your confidence with the knowledge that you're going to be okay if you don't argue with your spouse today. Boost your confidence with the knowledge that you'll be okay if you ignore the kids acting ridiculous for today. Boost your confidence with the knowledge that you do not have to wring that man's neck at the supermarket. You can do it. Boost your confidence with the knowledge that you do not have to accept every invitation to fight that you're given. You're better than that. You can do better. Now, if you want more tips, tricks, and ideas on how to create the confidence you need to succeed in your world, head on over to Janine'sWorld.com. Click on that Creating Confidence tab. Check out the books, the videos, the articles. Everything's there to help you succeed. And I'll see you next time with another confidence tip of the day. Bye, everybody.